I'm Renee Rochelle, the founder and president of One True Match. I'm here to help you find and cultivate the love of your life. For over a decade, I've dedicated my life to the importance, purpose, and dynamic of human relationships. My team and I are disciplined by faith, love, and integrity to help our clients find the quality relationship they've always dreamt of. Each week, I will be sharing the tools and tips I've learned that have rooted my success as a matchmaker with other leaders around the world.
Hello, loves. Welcome back. Today's topic is so huge in today's day and age of dating and apps. Today, we're going to talk about the truth about dating apps. Do they work for Christian singles? I have so much to share, so we're going to dive right in on this topic. This is a great conversation to have today because it's one that I know so many of you have written into us with questions about. The truth about dating apps. Do they work for Christians? Dating in today's world is tough. It can feel overwhelming, exhausting, and honestly, a little discouraging. Maybe you've been on apps, swiping left and right, hoping to find someone who gets you, someone who shares your values, someone who feels like home. And instead, you've found yourself feeling more disconnected, more frustrated, and wondering, is this really the way God intended love to work? Trust me, you are not alone. I've talked to so many of our clients who felt this exact same way, like they're spinning on this endless hamster wheel, but not getting anywhere close to finding the kind of relationship their heart is longing for. There's good news, I promise. You are not stuck. You're not forgotten, and you don't have to settle for something that doesn't align with the beautiful God-centered love He has designed for you. So today, we're going to dive in to why dating apps often miss the mark for Christians, why they can feel so unfulfilling, and how there's a better way to approach dating, a way that keeps God at the center and honors the desires He placed in your heart. If you're ever felt discouraged or disillusioned by the modern dating scene, this episode is for you. So grab your coffee or tea and settle in, and let's have an honest and encouraging and open heart-to-heart about what dating could look like when faith leads the way. The appeal of dating apps, why people love to swipe. Let's start by why dating apps are so popular. They're convenient, right? You can meet people from the comfort of your home, scrolling and swiping whenever you have a spare moment. For many, it feels like a modern solution to an age-old challenge, finding someone who aligns with your lifestyle and values. In theory, it's a good concept. However, the real user experience of these apps is often the downside. Here's the catch. Dating apps are designed to keep you swiping, not necessarily to help you find a meaningful, lasting relationship. They focus heavily on appearance, those perfect selfies and curated bios. And for Christians who desire something deeper and God-centered, this approach can feel, well, shallow and judgmental. Ephesians 4:2 says, we're called to approach relationships with humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. How can we do that when dating feels more like shopping? It's no wonder so many people leave these platforms feeling frustrated and disillusioned. Let's dig in a little deeper into why dating apps can and have worked for some people. However, they also often don't work, especially for those of us who are faith-focused. Why is that? Number one, surface level connections. Dating apps prioritize looks and quick first impressions. How many amazing people get overlooked because their photos aren't perfectly curated? Or worse, how many times have we been drawn to someone who looked great on the surface, but wasn't a great match for our values and or our personality? 2, choice overload. There tends to be an overwhelming amount of options. Too many options is not always better. Having too many choices can lead to decision fatigue. And instead of focusing on meaningful connections, people can get stuck in an endless loop of mindlessly swiping. 3, a lack of authenticity. On apps, people can hide behind the screen. Without accountability or a shared community, it's easier for someone to misrepresent themselves or treat dating casually rather than with intention. Number 4, leaving God out. This is a big one. Most dating apps don't encourage or guide you to include God in the process. And as Proverbs 19:21 reminds us, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. If God isn't at the center, it's easy to lose focus on what truly matters and get lost in the noise of the digital dating world. Emily, one of our clients, once told me how drained she felt after months of being on the dating apps. She said, Renee, I feel like I was just another face in the crowd, and no one was really seeing me for who I was. That's when she came to us at One True Match, and the transformation of her journey has been incredible. In today's modern digital way of dating, the apps can leave you feeling drained, discouraged, or starving for something more fulfilling. I believe there's a better alternative to modern day dating: personalized Christian matchmaking. At One True Match, our approach is all about slowing things down and bringing God back into the equation. Our approach is rooted in prayer, purpose, and personal connection. We take the time to really get to know you, your heart, your dream, your goals, your desires, your values, everything that makes you who you are. It's not about creating a perfect profile. It's about finding the right person God has handpicked for you. Our goal is to build you up and help you become your best self, so that when the right person does come along that we have found for you, you are ready. It's about the quality of the person, not the quantity of the potential people, and always honoring God throughout the process. Our team strives to foster purposeful connections for our couples. Instead of swiping through strangers, you're introduced to people who have been thoughtfully matched with you. We focus on character, faith, and long-term compatibility, not just physical attraction. Of course, we want you to have that attraction to that person that we know God will lead you to. Unlike dating apps, where you're on your own, our team walks with you every step of the way, from your first introduction to your final first date, and even beyond. We're here to support, encourage, and pray for you. To this day, with over 400 successful marriages, I love checking in with our married couples and staying connected throughout their life together. God is the heart of our business. I founded One True Match to change the divorce rate and match more incredible hearts together. God is love. The more we help people find one another, the more love will be in this world. Every match and every client we have are covered in prayer. We ask God for wisdom and discernment and for His will to be done. Take Ryan and Jess, for example. They both came to us after frustrating experiences with dating apps. Through our process, they discovered they had more in common than they ever thought possible. Today, they're married, serving in their church together, and a living proof that God's best is always worth the wait. There's something beautiful about slowing down and getting to know someone in person. In today's digital world, we've forgotten to see the joy in sitting across from somebody, hearing their laugh, and sharing a real, authentic, and meaningful moment together. In Romans 12:2, it reminds us, do not conform to the platform of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what faith-based matchmaking is all about. Renewing your perspective on love and trusting God to guide the process. So ask yourself, am I approaching dating with God's values, or am I letting culture dictate the process? Am I being intentional about building a relationship that honors God? Have I truly surrendered my timeline to Him, trusting that He knows what's best for me? When you keep God at the center, the waiting doesn't feel so heavy. Instead, it feels full of peace and purpose. In conclusion, dating in today's world can be difficult. I get it. Whether you've been ghosted, disappointed, or just plain exhausted from swiping, it is easy to feel like love is slipping through your fingers on a daily basis. I want to remind you of something so beautiful. God has not forgotten you. He sees your heart. He knows your desires, your prayers whispered late at night, and the tears you've shed when things don't work out. If you're feeling disheartened, you are not alone. The Lord is walking alongside of you, and He has a plan for your life that is more incredible than you can imagine. It might not feel like what you expected. It rarely does. His plans are always good. In Jeremiah 29:11, my favorite verse, is the testament of this. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I've seen it firsthand with so many of our clients. They come to us frustrated by the dating world, unsure of what to do next. But they step out in faith, trusting God and opening their hearts to love. And when they surrender that control, incredible things happen. I think of one of our clients, Tom, who was so weary from the endless cycle of apps. He wanted to give up on dating altogether. But then through our matchmaking process, God connected him with Sierra, a woman who shared his values and his vision for the future. Today, they're planning a wedding for next year and couldn't be more in love with one another. That could be you. God is writing your love story too. And it's a story worth waiting for. So don't lose hope. Don't settle for something less than what you deserve. Whether you find love through One True Match, your church community, or in some unexpected way, hold tight in this. God's timing is perfect, and His love for you is unmatched. You are so worthy of a relationship that reflects God's love, a love that is patient, kind, and enduring. And I believe with all my heart that it is out there waiting for you. Stay prayerful, stay expectant, and trust that God is preparing someone extraordinary for you. God's best is always worth waiting for. Your journey to love isn't over. It's just beginning. I hope you have found this helpful, beneficial, and inspiring. Tune in every Thursday as we have a new podcast that comes out. If you have any questions, I always love hearing from you. As well as if you know somebody else that could really use this message, please share, like, and subscribe to our channel. We also have many other podcasts for our dating, engaged, and married couples. Next week in this series, we are going to talk about the purity with a purpose, finding joy in God's design for physical intimacy. I hope you have a blessed week, and I can't wait for our next chat. I'm going to love and leave you.
It's been another great talk on this episode of One True Talks by Renee Rochelle. I look forward to our next chat. Please write in your questions and comments so I can be sure to talk about whatever it is you want to discuss in our next upcoming episode. Lots of love. God bless. XOXO.